Hey folks, it's Eric from MSP Mountain and Support Adventure, and I wanted to talk about why people quit MSP jobs. Running my staffing company for MSP Support Adventure, we learn a lot about this because a lot of the time people are happy with us, but they're not happy with the client that we've placed them with. So basically, I'm going to tell you things that you should consider why employees might be leaving your company and why people might want to go to another environment. And you should really take this on board if you want to provide a great place to work and keep people for years. Because our goal at Support Ventures, we often want to make placements that last for years. And, that's usually the goal, like 90% of the time. So number one for why people quit MSP jobs. The job does not breathe or vary enough. Basically, it's just too much of the same types of tickets all day in, day out, same sorts of problems, same sort of tasks. They don't really, what I mean by breathing is like, okay, so basically, if you have a job where you're just sitting doing the same thing all day, that's not going to help you grow as a well-rounded sort of tech or well-rounded human being. If you're just doing, ticket after ticket after ticket of the same sort of stuff. But if you have the opportunity to part of your day work on the help desk, part of your day work on projects, part of the day work on documentation, part of the day help out in various other aspects of the business, then you're going to feel much more a part of the team. And when you get sort of burnt out on one task, you know that you can move to another task. So too much of the same is one of the reasons that people burn out on the help desk. It's just the same thing over and over again. The same clients calling up with the same sorts of problems, with the same sorts of issues, and you're put in the same sort of hot seat of how to deal with a difficult to solve problem again and again, and you just start to feel powerless. And contrasting to this, a lot of the time, one of the reasons we hear from MSP people that they want to move on is because too much different stuff. I mean, MSPs have signed up a bunch of clients with all sorts of different technologies, and there's just too much for them to ever feel like they are on top of everything because they live in fear that at any moment someone could call and demand that they troubleshoot a software solution or some sort of thing that they've never heard of before. And it just happens all the time to the point, and the documentation's not bad, and the documentation's not there, it is bad, and there's just way too much different stuff that they have to do, way too many things that they have to know and all this sort of stuff. They're not specialized. And so what you want to do with these first two things that I mentioned is you want to find a balance of growing knowledge, making them feel more competent at the things while also throwing them new opportunities to learn new stuff and contribute to the team in a different way. And through that, you'll see who are your key players in which areas of your business, and you sort of manage the business so that they can do more of that sort of stuff and have a progressively growing satisfaction with the job. That's what we all want, right? And if your MSP is not a place where people can do that, then no wonder they're looking elsewhere. Yeah. The next one is they feel like they're expected to be a machine. So, if you're running a help desk that's all based on metrics, it's like you didn't close 15 tickets a day, you're a bad person, sort of thing. You're not a good employee, or sort of stuff like, or, you didn't log every minute of your day. What were you doing between 3:45 p.m. and 3:55 p.m.? Your ConnectWise time log doesn't have on there. If you treat people like this, and a lot of MSPs do, and a lot of MSPs don't, they're going to want to leave your MSP for one that doesn't treat people like this. If you think I just need a technician to close 15 tickets a day with perfect client approval ratings and log, every minute of their day in ConnectWise and all this sort of stuff, it's not going to really you're not calibrating to the wellness of the technician and what they want to do, how they want to grow as a technician, how they want to actually get satisfaction from the job. Because the way that you actually get people to want to stay with your company is by giving them satisfaction in their job. So this involves, tapping into who they are as a human being and how they feel doing the work, and tweaking that, making it better for them, not just expecting them, you do this like a machine and that's what you're here for. No, you need to calibrate in a more human way. Next one is they don't get mentored or moved up in the organization. Right. So a lot of the time people just staff help desk and there's no opportunity to break through into projects. There's no opportunity. It's just like it's related to this machine one. You just want a machine that does this thing and you don't listen to what they want. And, a lot of people want to see that they're in an organization that has some opportunity for growth, that they're getting, mentored and moved up in the organization, that those senior technicians actually want to give them more complicated stuff, see them flourish, see them get a pay rise, see them get new responsibilities, grow as a human being, whether it's becoming more technical, becoming more managerial. There's paths for everybody. But if the people who you have in the, for example, entry-level help desk sort of positions don't see that, then they're gonna eventually want to go somewhere where they see that, and they're gonna be shopping around. So watch out for that. Next one. This is a big one. This is probably 5 points in one. Expectations, roles, and structures are not clear. So a lot of the time, MSPs can't tell you what the difference between a dispatcher and a service desk manager is. A lot of the time, MSPs can't tell you what the standards of ticket notes that they want you to take are, what the standards of documentation, what their escalation policy is. They're just like, I don't know, you just type in the chat and somebody's going to answer you. And, there's just not a working system that is being improved constantly to make life in the organization easier for the technicians to do good work that they're focused on, able to do, and thus deliver great work to the clients. So they don't know where it is. So they constantly have to renegotiate stuff like escalations. Hey, that's the best example. It's like, hey, I posted in the chat, nobody answered me. The ticket's still assigned to me. I tried, it was 2 days ago, I tried the chat. I also sent an email to the senior tech who was there last week. Nobody's answered. Well, whose responsibility is it to answer? Is that like, what's the procedure for sort of complaining that you're not able to solve this ticket, but it's still on you? Should you have an escalation policy that's like reassigning it to someone else, to a dispatcher, someone who will take responsibility to find someone who can solve it? Or do you just like send endless chat messages among the endless pages of cat memes that people are posting to each other? Or, is every tech supposed to check the Microsoft Teams or Slack channel for every single client every day? The signal to noise ratio gets crazy, and all this sort of stuff. If you have a well-functioning MSP, you have some of this stuff written down and you're writing down more of it. You're changing this stuff constantly to make a better functioning system that somebody can feel like, okay, when I don't know what to do, I do this. When tickets are assigned to me, it's going to have gone through this. I won't have to, I as the tech won't have to make the call whether this is billable project work or, just normal help desk ticket, because the dispatcher will have done that for me. And, you're putting too much sort of emphasis on common sense of the techs, like that they should know what to do in any situation, that the vague guidelines that you have put on how to succeed in the organization is just like, oh yeah, just use the chat. Oh yeah, just did you try calling? No, you need to give guidelines on how they're supposed to behave, where their responsibility transfers to somebody else, and how to transfer that responsibility in a way that helps having a functioning system. Otherwise, it's chaos. You need to define what people are supposed to contribute into documentation, or else it's chaos. You need to define like what standards of service you want to give the client, what's allowed, when to close a ticket if they're not getting back to you. Are they allowed to jump the queue in certain emergency situations or not? What's the SLA? All that sort of stuff. The structure is not clear, and that's why you have chaos in your MSP. I've made lots of videos about this before, both on the Support Adventure channel, the MSP Mountain channel. You guys really need to look at your business as a system rather than just people who you hire who, quote unquote, should know what to do. Because a long time in an environment with no structure will just burn even the best people who do know what to do. If the people that they're working with don't know what to do and don't know how to function in a system as a team, they're going to burn out because they're going to feel alone. And that the people that they're working with are not as smart as them and all that sort of stuff. So the best people will leave unless you have a structure that allows them to shine. And unless you have a structure that allows them to hold other people accountable to do good work as well. And, you know, the responsibilities are clear. All right. The next one, why people leave MSP jobs. The management only cares about money. So the management is all about the numbers, the sales this quarter, the signing up new clients, endpoints that we support, where they don't look at the strain that that's causing on the technicians, taking bad clients where, they don't look at basically just like what I said about expecting people to be a machine, a ticket crushing machine. Well, if you're signing up as many people as possible and trying to have as few technicians as possible on your help desk so you can make the most profit at the end of the month possible, well, people are going to burn out. People are going to end up supporting technologies that they have no business supporting. And, if you don't have enough money for dispatch and service desk management as separate roles, as people who really care about the business and are working together to make and enforce a system that actually helps people do their job, and you just care about like, I signed up a client for 10,000 monthly revenue this time, and you expect the rest is going to work itself out, well, people will work themselves out of that system and leave your MSP. So you need to, and this is like when we're talking about having a premium MSP, they all understand this because they've lost techs, they've lost clients, and it's all because they didn't care enough about those clients. They didn't deliver on their sales promises to those clients. They didn't even have like proper contracts with the clients of what's supported, what's not supported. And so the clients expected the world. The techs were stressed out and busy, and they gave inconsistent responses that were not with managed expectations for the clients. And well, guess what happens? It becomes very hard to grow a business like this. And you will make less money than if you focus on making promises to clients that you can keep and having techs who are happy working there and working in a great environment where they don't get stressed out unnecessarily by all of the things I've talked about, then you're going to make more money. So if you care about money, care about your clients, care about your techs, care about the system through which they're interacting, and then you'll make even more money. But if you're just like, if you're like brain gravitates towards shiny objects, in this case being like signed contracts and numbers on an accounting spreadsheet, then basically, well, and you forget all the rest because you're going for that dopamine hit of the cha-ching, cha-ching. Well, guess what? It will be harder to build a business that makes lots of money. And you'll end up with a lot of bad clients, A lot of MSP technicians leave because the MSPs have bad clients. I mean, bad clients. I'm talking about people who complain about everything, who call up and say that it's urgent, that they need to do this when it's not. They have clients who are running property. I had one that was a property management software from the first thing that happened when you tried to start this thing on Windows 10 was it said, cannot find Excel 97. Big red flag. Guess what? It was really difficult to support that software. And that's what makes a bad client. If they won't take your recommendations on what's actually going to work for them, what's going to make things good in the world of their technology. Being a premium provider means that you have clients who are willing to pay for your advice and service, and take your advice on how to get good service, right? So another reason why techs quit MSP jobs, too much isolation. A lot of the time working in an MSP can be lonely, especially if you're on the projects team. And, you know, an MSP, some MSPs become too rigid in the way that they structure their help desk. People become too busy. So you're just on a hamster wheel alone. And, some people have left various positions through our company and taken others also through our company, Supportive Venture, because they wanted more teamwork, interaction, discussion with their colleagues, and make sure your techs aren't feeling isolated. This is a big concern, especially now working from home, remote working, all that sort of stuff, and even on-site can be isolating too for people. So the last one I'm going to say here is that other tech jobs are easier and better paid. The MSP environment offers a great opportunity for growth for technicians to be agile in solving all sorts of different stuff in a customer focused way. You get the gratification of really helping people and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure that most jobs at companies, that deal in less varied technologies are a lot easier. I'm sure that jobs in places like Google and other companies like Amazon or something, like tech jobs there are probably easier to do, and guess what, they pay more money, so they might want to try that as well. So focus on what you can do to make your people happy, and I hope that this channel is a good source and of tips and tricks on how to do that. If you think so, please subscribe. And yeah, we also do consulting on this stuff. So yeah, you can contact us about that at Support Adventure. So thanks a lot. My name is Eric, and I'll catch you guys later.